Okay, good morning, Womanagers, and welcome back. I have a special local guest that I'm so excited to introduce, the owner of Howdie Postpartum Nutrition, a certified postpartum nutrition specialist, certified holistic doula, yoga teacher at our local Yin Room, wife, mother of two, and friend. Everybody meet Dana Huffman.
Hi.
Are you nervous, Dana?
A little bit. I've been on podcasts before, but I don't
Which
know.
podcast did you do?
I did a Nourishing Mothers one about my free birth. So, yeah.
Well, fun.
Yeah, cool.
Well, I met Dana through Maine and Madison, you know, and that's how I met her daughter, Freya, who's basically the mayor of Maine and Madison. But, you know, Freya's not going to be here today, but that's okay.
Everybody loves Freya.
No, yeah. She's literally the best. So what I want to start with first is, what does it mean to be holistic? I feel like that is really overused. I want to strengthen the meaning of it and the definition before we started. To you, what does it mean to be holistic?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and I absolutely agree that it gets overused a lot in this day and age. I really just believe that holistic comes down to self-healing, or believing that you can heal yourself without, I would say, just a lot of outside sources. So really it's just about information and doing your own research, because there's going to be, when it comes to holistic things across the board, there's always going to be so much information thrown out at you from opposing sides. There's going to be people that are opposing you. And I just really feel like holistic just comes from being, with food specifically for my business, I think of everything ancestrally. So I just strip everything back down to the basics. So for holistic care, it's sort of the same thing. It's finding root causes, or just stripping everything down to as natural as possible.
Yeah, which is not mainstream at all. I mean, if anything, we are told to try all these different vitamins and whatever is on the cover of a magazine. That's what you need to do in this new health routine.
Yep.
It's very confusing, especially for a woman, what to do right.
Yeah.
And for me, just being, 22 as a woman, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my body. It's just I just want to be healthy.
Right.
And everybody talks about fertility, and it's just I don't know. I just want to be healthy. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
When you say it goes down to ancestry, describe that to me.
So I think of everything back to the basics. So ancestral eating, ancestral foods, just things that we were doing then that are conflicting with what we're doing now. And honestly, especially with women, but I mean, of course, men too, but we are given so much information. And I just like to go back to the basics of what my ancestors were doing. So it always comes down to the most simple things for me. I used to do a lot of, when I first entered the holistic world, overload of vitamins, minerals, got to do this, and this. And I was so overwhelmed. My medicine cabinet was all holistic. It was all herbs and different minerals and pills, but it was still too much. So I was just I had to look at that and go, oh my gosh, when you're doing this many things, even if they're good things, it's not going to do what it was designed to do for you.
Yeah. So, you're trying to find that happy medium.
Yeah.
What, the basics of what our ancestors were doing, what was that?
Yeah.
And how do you use it in your daily life?
Yeah. So I follow, when I got pregnant with my second, Freya, I decided to do my pregnancy different because of my diet at the time. I was vegan for years before that.
Yeah.
Which is strange because I came from an ag background. I was in the FFA. I was in an ag sorority. I love agriculture, but I was just there's something about this that I'm not doing right. And it was hard for me to source locally where I was and things like that. So I was just like, okay, I guess I'll just be vegan, and which is an actual mistake. But it's so common for people in the wellness world to be like, I think this is the best thing for me. It seems the most simple. It seems the best. So when I got pregnant with Freya, I abandoned that ideology and I started following Weston A. Price. Dr. Price was this man. He was like a scientist who went around the world studying food and of all these different countries, and he found that they all had basic principles that were the same no matter where he went. He could go to Indonesia, he could go to like anywhere in the world from corner to corner, and he found that they all had these basic principles. And so I started following those, and I was like, this is so basic. I need fat, I need butter, I need real nourishment. And then I started like, oh, I don't need all of these pills and vitamins and minerals. I don't need to add this, this, and this if I'm doing these natural things that are just like ancestral, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And for me, I came up in during COVID, it was the whole thing of fat-free, sugar-free, carb-free.
Oh my gosh.
Like I literally was putting so many chemicals in my body.
Yeah.
Because it was zeros on the board. And I was like, well, it's zeros on the board. It should be good for me.
Oh, yeah.
And if anything, it ruined my hormones.
Yes.
And I'm like still trying to get it back like 6 years later.
Oh, my gosh.
It's been insane. And so I've started a little bit of that as well, even though I work at a pizza restaurant. But I'm still trying my best to just eat real raw food.
Yeah.
And what were the basic principles you learned about?
So he found that that cultures around the world, they did not have, so the SAD diet, standard American diet for Americans, is a lot of sugar, fat-free, like, I can't stand it. It's awful. But those principles are just getting back to the basics that you need. I started eating a lot of sardines, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And a lot of like fish and things that I was definitely lacking in. But yeah, he actually found that that the craze actually started of like fat-free, all of that, zero calories, all of that kind of stuff started in like the 70s. And it was just like a big push throughout like 80s, 90s, everything. I mean, I could look at my grandma's fridge and every single salad dressing, everything was fat-free this, fat-free that, like starving our brains of the fats that we need.
Yeah.
And it's actually caused like a lot of elderly now are having Alzheimer's, all kinds of like mental illness because their brains have been starved of fats for 30 or 40 years. And it's actually caused like so many neurological issues. So I've really made it a point to I eat so much fats, like good, healthy fats, like butter. I'm constantly eating just like spoonfuls of butter. And I've really taught those principles to my children now. Being vegan for a while and raising Hermione that way, we've had to make a lot of shifts like that were difficult, like her and I just had this epiphany together like a few years ago where we were just like, she was just like, I think I want to try fish. And I was like, I think I want to eat meat. And she was like, let's do it. Yeah. And like, it was just like, we needed like permission from each other to be like, this isn't serving me anymore. And I can feel it in my body. And I just want my girls to understand that feeling of like, this isn't serving me. Maybe it did for a while, but like now it's not. So.
And it's okay to change.
Yeah.
Especially having two daughters.
Yeah.
The whole like subject of body image, food, diet, working out is so fragile right now. It's hard to be a mother, and teaching that. I mean, nobody really knew what was the right thing to say or do. Yeah. And so for you to be like with your daughter Hermione, to be like, oh, we don't want to be vegan anymore. Yeah. And doing it together. That's great. You could change. Yeah. I think it's so fun.
And there's definitely been pushback, sometimes where it's like, I'm not trying that, like, or whatever. But I've really made it a point to we go to the farmers market every Saturday, no matter where it is, Broad Ripple, Garfield Park, wherever, and we do, you know, everything locally that we can. And I think that's like been a big, you know, Freya every Saturday. Go to the market. We going to the market. We going to the market. And you know, I get to teach them that that's like how we should be eating and how we should be communicating about our food. And that's where I source everything for my business, you know, so just pouring back into them as much as they pour into me, and making that a cycle of our life, you know. Food is such a big part of our lives.
Yes.
And it affects so much, like you said, like your hormones and everything, your brain. So just making that a big point of the center of our family is food.
Yeah. And as basic as it is, you eat food to live. You eat food to nourish yourself.
Yeah.
It's so now it's so complicated. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I just eat?
Well, yeah. And when you think about it, I have the Weston A. Price principles just up on my refrigerator so I can see them all the time. Like, this is important, avoid this, like, you know, these certain types of things. But I found that prioritizing food in the way that I have over the past couple of years, I don't even like go to my medicine cabinet for anything anymore. It's very rare if I'm like, you know, oh, I need to add some copper to my water or something like that. But I used to, when I was first like healing myself of different things like autoimmune things, I was having such bad autoimmune issues probably 7-8 years ago. Like I got down to like 90 pounds. I'm a pretty small person anyway, but that was really small for me. And I was like passing out all the time. I couldn't go upstairs. I had these mirrored bruises from my hips to my knees. I couldn't stay awake during the day. I was a teacher and teaching preschool.
Oh my
and like
gosh.
I'm like slapping myself during the day, like could not stay awake. And it was just like so bad. So I was like, something has to change. So that's when I really started my wellness journey. But now looking back, I was like, I was vegan at the time.
Yeah.
So my body was starved of so many things that I needed. But now I just found that like eating these whole nourished foods, fats, good healthy fats, animal protein specifically, that I don't need to go to the medicine cabinet anymore, even for the good things, even for, you know, like I don't have any, I don't keep Tylenol in the house or anything, but like, you know, even my more holistic things that I have, I don't need them because I'm prioritizing food and my body doesn't need that stuff anymore. So, there's also a wrong way to do your holistic journey versus like needing all of these things too, versus giving yourself what you need and not needing those things anymore.
Yeah, it's like going overboard and indulging. If you indulge in anything too much, it's bad, which like you said, it could be bad for your holistic journey. So talk about how if you indulge too much in the holistic lifestyle, how that affects your body.
Yeah, so you kind of do you kind of end up right back where you started. Yeah. Which sucks.
Yeah.
And I've done it. I've gone so far overboard of having so many different like I guess like different types of wellness things that I was doing. And I was like, I don't even know what's working anymore. I was doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I was doing acupuncture. I was doing, you know, cranial, sacral, like I was doing all sorts of things. Yeah. And then I was just like, I don't even know which one of these things would be working because I'm going so far off the deep end and not focusing on food. Still at the time, I was doing a lot of fasting and juice cleanses and things like that are marketed as holistic and good for you. All while knowing, oh gosh, like that's not serving me like at all. I mean, there's a time and place for everything, but you know, if your body is telling you, maybe fasting for a day or whatever, I mean, that's a whole thing, but you have to listen to your body in order for any of that to work.
easy as that sounds, but even in like pop culture, we're told not to trust our bodies.
Yeah.
Like even like if you're hungry, just drink more water.
Yeah.
I've heard that so many times. I'm like, ooh,
but I think I need more.
I was like, well, maybe I need to eat.
Yeah.
Like basic pop culture is, if you're hungry, have like a 0-calorie snack or drink more water, take this bar.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is maybe just like listening to your body.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that a big thing in being holistic? Just listening to your body?
Yeah, yeah, because you can tell like when you wake up if you're in tune what you need. So like if and following your cycle, honestly too, like that has played a big part in me knowing where I am as far as like, okay, these are the foods that I need. This is the rest that I need. I know that I need more of this. Like kind of listening to your body in that sense as a woman too. I mean, yeah, it's a big part of it.
For us as women, we are on a hormonal cycle that lasts 28 to 32 days. Yeah. Whereas I saw recently a male cycle is 24 hours.
Yeah, sun up to sundown.
And I was like, what? Like a werewolf? You know what I mean? I was like, that's insane. So talk about how your cycle impacts your body and what you do in a holistic sense to help yourself.
Yeah. So just it starts out with like tracking where you are and knowing where you are, because when you are hormonally so off, some people don't have periods at the same time every month. Sometimes they're so different. That's just a big sign of depletion. So really like, fixing up your diet and adding in those fats, and then you can start to track a little bit better about where you are in the phases of your cycle. And then you can start to know, like, these are the things that I need. So you can just like make notes of like, okay, this is about to happen. This is how I'm feeling. It's some people run, I admire those women that can like run their business off of like, I'm in like follicular phase, I'm doing this and this and this, or like knowing that, and I'm like, that's so cool. I don't think I could make that work for my life specifically, but that's cool that you only take meetings when you're in such and such cycle, like that's really cool. Yeah. But if in an ideal world you'd just be like, no, I'm not doing that today because of this. But so yeah, just like tracking your cycle, knowing where you are, and then actually like researching the foods that go best with that part. So like you will need more like warming foods at certain times, and then you can do more juices or raw things at different phases. So just like that's a really interesting thing to look up. There's this woman that I follow. Her name's Abby Moore, I think her name is. She lives in Hawaii, and she's like a holistic practitioner. And she has a thing that she made like on Canva or something, and it literally like is just a template that says like things that you should be eating at that certain time, so you can like keep it on your phone. Like she has it like on the background of her phone and be like, okay, this is where I am. And like it's so interesting to just like look at it and see and just start to recognize those patterns that you may not recognize if you're not tracking. Yeah. So,
and for me, I just learned what tracking your cycle was probably like a year ago.
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like there should be way more education for young women and what a cycle is. There's four stages of it.
Yeah.
Nobody ever told me that. Nobody.
They're just like, your period comes.
Yeah, this is the time it comes. Yeah. You go to your like health class, they give you a tampon and a pad, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like I feel like it should be talked about more.
Absolutely.
And I mean, our cycle is literally what drives our life. Yeah. It affects us in so many ways. Yeah. For me, I have like premenstrual dysphoric disorder.
Okay, yeah.
So learning that with my cycle, and my cycle's not always the same.
Yeah.
That's been really hard.
Yeah.
So for someone who doesn't get a traditional natural cycle, maybe it's shorter sometimes, or it's longer some days, or your hormones are just so like wild. Like for me, like the 7 days before I get really emotional and tired.
Yeah.
How would you treat that in a holistic way? What foods should we be eating, or water intake, or what's best for us?
So I guess, I would start with like making sure that, I mean, I'm just not a huge fan of the birth control industry. Yeah. Even when it's marketed as natural, it's actually not really that natural.
Yeah.
Like, so, like making sure that you understand your cycle so that you can track things and you can avoid that.
Yeah.
So much. And then what else? Oh, you asked about foods. Is that what you're saying? So really, like, when you're eating a more nourished diet with like lots of healthy fats and omegas and all of that and animal protein, your body will kind of tell you what it needs and you can listen to that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say like there are like specific foods depending on what phase you're in, but that's just kind of like specific to the phases.
Yeah.
But eating, like I said, coming back to full circle to like having your diet pretty basic with like we do meat stock every day, bone broth of some sort, healthy fats, butters, salt. Like that's one thing that people are like avoiding.
Yeah.
No, like don't avoid salt. We need that. Our body needs that. And what else? I'm sorry, I forgot the beginning of your question.
No, you're fine.
Gone full circle.
But yeah, you just said salt.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, "Oh, this is low sodium." So, I mean, what's the fear of salt? I think people get the fear of salt because maybe like, oh, like I get bloated if I eat too much salt.
Yeah.
So if your body gets too bloated from too much salt, what is it telling you exactly?
Exactly.
I mean, maybe
that you're not getting enough of it.
Yeah. You need to be more balanced.
Yeah.
And that's not mainstream at all.
Yeah.
You're just like, well, I got to look this up on Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Google's not the best.
Yeah.
And for me, like going to the doctor, like finding out I had endometriosis, they're like, oh, this doesn't work. Next. And it's really like no one was listening. So I'm not on birth control.
Yeah.
So how do you view birth control? Like, what would you tell people like before they get into it? What's something that we're not really told?
Yeah.
From a holistic standpoint.
I'm so thankful, first of all, that my mom never was like, okay, you started your cycle, it's immediately time to get on birth control. Like, so thankful that my mom like has a more holistic view on things. And that I, from the jump as a child, wasn't just like forced into that. From a holistic standpoint, I mean, it does come down to tracking. It's actually crazy how I can just like immediately know where I am in my cycle and then look at my phone and be like, so cool. I can track that, and you don't have to do it on your phone. I mean, you can keep a journal. You can just like track literally where you are. And then it does take a few months of figuring it out, like there's really great books, about cycle syncing and, oh gosh, I cannot remember the name of that book. I can like, I don't know. It's just like natural methods of birth control but really it just comes down to tracking. Yeah,
okay.
I would say that is the most holistic thing to do.
Because isn't there like a cycle? There's like one part of your cycle where you can't get pregnant. Isn't that like true?
Yeah.
Only one cycle.
Oh yeah. Isn't that, it's kind of crazy. And the people that maybe can't fall into that, or like, and the only way that they would know that is if they were tracking their cycle, would be people who like double ovulate. There's people who ovulate twice in a month, and like you wouldn't know that unless you were like tracking yourself and then be like, this is how I'm feeling this time, and then 2 weeks later I feel the same way. Like my body's like, let's make a baby, and like you're like, what? I thought that I just felt that, like you wouldn't know that unless you were tracking. So like that is really the only instance where I would say you would have to track it a little differently. But for the most part, for the most 28, 30-day cycles or whatever, if you're tracking where you are, then yeah, those are the times that you can get pregnant.
That's
like, honestly.
When you're only ovulating, like nobody tells you that. They're just like, nope, like
no sex ever. You won't get pregnant.
Need a body condom. Like that's what everybody tells you. You're like, okay. But like you just said, you kind of had a holistic approach your whole life.
Yeah.
So when you were in childhood, was that already something that was ingrained in your life with your mom?
Yeah. So it's really funny. I have this like kind of funny period story of my mom.
Yeah.
So I was, we lived in England when I was little, and I I was 2 when I moved there and 7 when I moved to the States. And so, but I mean, I'm like obsessed with my mom. Okay. So she's like my best friend.
Yeah.
And, I was just all up in her business constantly, if you know what I mean. And so she would be in the bathroom and I'm like, I was in kindergarten. I knew exactly. I knew like the actual names. I wasn't calling it anything crazy. I was like, no, that's your period, your cycle, your menstrual cycle.
Yeah.
Like I'm 5 years old and like I knew what it looked like. I was just like, oh, I can't wait for that. I'm so excited. You know, like this is so cool. And I just want to be like my mom. And then I went to kindergarten. And the teacher was like, does anyone know what a period is? And obviously they were talking about punctuation.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah, me. And like my little teacher, who's this like British woman, is freaking mortified. And she's like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do.
You're like, girl,
right
I have a journal already. What are you at? What day are you at? You're like, let me help you.
She was like, oh my God, no.
I love
and
that.
so like I traumatized my whole kindergarten class about pretty much like I knew everything. And so my mom got the call later. I was like, oh my gosh. She's I think she was just like, yeah, I don't get a minute to myself. I'm sorry. She just knows what it is. And my mom's a nurse too. So I just always knew the real names of things, really what was happening. My mom never sugar-coated things. So
oh my gosh, I love that. You're like, no, it's not just a dot at the end of the sentence.
Yeah, are you serious?
It's way more than that. So I
was
that.
like, at the end of the month or whatever. I don't know what it's something
Perfect.
like that.
But like that just shows your mom was educating you on what to expect.
The realness. I hear those horror stories of girls that like get their periods and they didn't even know like anything and they just like thought that they were like bleeding to death. And I'm like, that is awful. I feel blessed that I never had to like wonder or whatever, you know? So
what was your like diet as a child? Were you just able to eat whatever you like or how did your mom give that to you?
Honestly, like my mom was a single mom and working a lot and stuff. So she did what she could, but she was also vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, but not the great kind.
Yeah.
Like the mac and cheese kind. That's technically vegetarian. She is a extremely picky eater. So I actually wasn't exposed to a lot of like the ancestral foods that I eat now.
Yeah.
My dad was a big hunter. So, you know, we would eat deer and things like that. But I was like anti-eating that when I was a kid anyway. So like I always had this like weird back and forth. Like I love animals so much. It's kind of been like a thing my whole life that I've had to like really push past. And now I just have like a appreciation for animals that's different, that I thank them and for nourishing my body so I can feel this way. And so I don't have that same mindset anymore. But yeah, my mom, our food growing up was pretty much the standard American diet.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For me, and I felt the same way because I'm still very sensitive, but I was a very sensitive child.
Yeah.
And I always saw like, deer in the backyard.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it really hurt me when I was like, oh, wait, like I'm eating a cow. Like I really like cows. Or I was eating like a little pig. I was like, I really like these animals. So, I mean, how do you phrase it when you're eating, like for someone who loves animals, like you said, but you eat meat? What's your philosophy behind that?
Yeah, it took me a really long time to get past it. It took a lot of prayer, honestly. I had to really, it was my pregnancy with I didn't really need, I wasn't like trying actively for a long time with Freya. But I knew that I needed to change some things and add some things. And honestly, I had a birth companion that did a little intake on me, and she was like, these are some of the things that like you might need to add or whatever. I know that you say you're vegan now, but your body might need some different things or whatever. And I was like, at first I was like, no
way.
What is she talking about? Like I was like, and then I started to think about it, and I started studying Weston A. Price, and I really just was like, oh, the basics. I need to get back to the basics. And it all came full circle of just like that.
This episode is brought to you by Studio Space Franklin, a bright, welcoming studio made for creatives and small business owners. Whether you're planning a photo shoot, filming content, recording a podcast like me, or just need a quiet, beautiful space to focus and create, Studio Space Franklin makes it easy. The studio features gorgeous natural lighting, versatile backdrops, flexible setups, and props for just about any season or brand vibe, all with simple, stress-free booking. Studio Space Franklin is owned and operated by Kara Wagner of Miss Kara Photography, a fellow small business owner who truly gets it. You can rent the studio on its own or book Kara as your photographer or videographer to help bring your vision to life. With experience since 2008, she's worked with families, brands, events, headshots, and more. A woman-owned studio supporting other creatives and small business owners? We love to see it here on Womanaging. Ready to book the space, book Kara, or both? Visit misskaraphotography.com/Studio Space Franklin. That's Miss MISS Kara CARA photography.com/Studio Space Franklin. Go support. Thanks, guys.
And it all came full circle of just like that. I started sourcing raw milk and then doing a few different things and butter and all that. And so that really changed things for me.
Yeah. So raw milk means not pasteurized.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are confused by that because we've been told, like, isn't non-pasteurized goods not good for you?
Yeah.
How would you explain that to people when you're like, I drink raw milk?
Yeah. I drink alive milk. I drink milk that is alive with all of the goodness. I'm still nursing my baby.
Yeah.
And we're going on 26 months now. Yeah. And that all comes down to me for sourcing. I'm not into the fear mongering of society when I know that like small farms hundreds of years ago were living off of raw milk. They did not pasteurize their milk. I don't pasteurize my breast milk. Yeah. And it's perfectly, I think of everything as what were we doing hundreds of years ago? We were fine. It wasn't until farms in industrial societies were moved into the cities and cows and cattle were pushed into cities that were not meant for farm animals. Yeah. When they were like, okay, we need to pasteurize this milk because this is dirty. and it's surrounded by pathogens that are,
exposed to dirty things.
Yeah. But
that makes sense.
They didn't that wasn't a thing before. So if you're sourcing your milk from a small farm that obviously is taking care of that all comes back to community. Like, you don't know where the milk comes from at the store. You don't know. Yeah, exactly. I know more about my milk that is demonized than someone who goes to the store and gets 2% milk. You don't know that farm. You don't know. It's pasteurized, but it's still, maybe it was dirty before and now it's pasteurized and now it's clean for you. I don't know. I would rather know the small farm that I go to and know the farmers and get it from a trusted person and drink it that way.
Now it makes no sense because I'm like, well, it's pasteurized. So and so says it's pasteurized. Yeah, the plastic bottle says it's pasteurized. So it's good for me. There's
a disconnect.
Yeah, such a disconnect.
Yeah.
And how long have you been consuming raw milk?
About oh my gosh, like 3 years now. I guess I was it was like a few months before I got pregnant, and then so.
And how do you feel now? Like, what are the differences you feel?
I hated milk growing up. I hated it. My mom would get like skim milk because I was like, ew, milk, gross. Like, I hated milk. And now that I drink raw milk, I like cannot stop. Like really? It's like I love milk now. It's crazy. There's been such a huge difference in my health. Just doing that. Even, do raw butter. I make cottage cheese and different things out of the raw milk that I buy. Yeah. And so like those live cultures and everything, so good.
See, now for a while people were saying, oh, well, if you go to the coffee shop, get almond milk. There's less calories. Get oat milk. No. But oat milk has more sugar in it. Yeah. Or, or like get skim milk, get non-fat.
It's literally a processed food.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the oat milk train for when I was vegan because I didn't like milk anyway.
Yeah.
But when I was vegan, I was like, then now that I realize how much it literally, like almonds specifically, like leach iron out of your blood, like literally you're already starved for nutrients and you're like, let's add some almond milk and not get any healthy fats. And it's like, oh, it's so bad. And it's literally so much sugar and it's just pasteurized. It's yeah.
So do you just get regular milk when you go to the coffee shop?
Yeah, I do whole milk.
Nice.
Or I get heavy cream sometimes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's like really, it's pretty thick, but like I'm like, this is the most, I everything that I do, I'm like, what's the most fat intake I can take in? And it's the most crazy shift of, if I think back of when I was like 13, I'm like, no fats, fat free, no calories. I'm counting calories. Like now I'm like, no, give me the fats, give it all to me. I put butter in my coffee. Like I put spoonfuls of butter in my coffee.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's like my dream come true.
Yeah.
Was like,
add those fats, girl. Your brain needs it.
My gosh. See, now I feel so better about my choices and my diet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even think about heavy cream.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm dairy free.
Yeah.
Or like my biggest thing is when I'm at the restaurant, people are like, oh yeah, I'm not eating cheese right now. And I'm like, okay. But like you're still having like dairy.
Yeah.
Like why are people so afraid of dairy?
Right.
Like that's what I'm wondering.
Because I think everyone has these gut issues that they're not addressing. And if you address those and you clean up your diet with, meat stock, starting with meat stock or something, then you're cleaning up your gut. And then I think a lot of people have leaky gut and they don't realize it. Like their gut lining is just like things are seeping through, and then they have all of these like allergens and eczema and can't tolerate dairy and all that. Like it's a huge issue. And I think it's just like it all comes back to diet, but your gut biome, like it's a huge, it's our second brain, and so I think it's just lost on a lot of people that like, I don't think you have a dairy tolerant or like you're not intolerant. You're just like not doing the right things. Like if you're drinking dead milk, it's probably not doing anything for you. Yeah. And your gut is just like, I need like alive stuff. I need probiotics, prebiotics. I need all the things to like add those good things to my gut so that it can, hold everything in and not have all these different issues.
See, gut health is overused.
Yeah.
And, like people are like, oh, if it's green, it's gut healthy. And you're like, oh, okay, like let's take a step back. For you just said maybe a lot of people have leaky gut and they don't know it. So what is leaky gut?
So really it's just like the lining of your gut it's literally like supposed to hold. I'm not a scientist, so yeah, but like it's supposed to like hold everything in and so that you can absorb those nutrients the correct way. But when you have leaky gut from just like the standard American diet or, drinking Coke and all kinds of things like that, that's going to kill your gut and you don't have any of the good things keeping it in. And your biome is just like, it's seeping into your bloodstream and it's not supposed to do that. Yeah. So cleaning that up, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can do it, but I actually just did a really good meat stock course. It just ended yesterday. It was a 10-day long course. It was really cool. The Wild Nutritionist is her name's Kate Pope, but she is the Wild Nutritionist on Instagram. Amazing. Okay. And she has all these really great courses about like meat stock is like how she heals people and she teaches you how to do it. And I knew I make bone broth for my business. And I actually didn't know that bone broth is a little bit harder for people to digest, especially postpartum or if you already have gut issues. And so I was like hearing a lot more about meat stock being more like absorbable in your gut. And so I was like, So I took that course and it was amazing. I made the most gelatinous, amazing meat stock that I've been drinking every day now. So
That's so cool.
Yeah. So starting with meat stock is a really, really good way to clean up your gut. And if you have like those issues.
Yeah. Another thing that people think about, like, or like maybe they're like, that's the devil, is gluten.
Yeah.
So
that's another thing.
So what's your take on gluten?
Yeah, no, I don't avoid it. I do, like, I source sourdough in different cultures, but I think that is another one that's just another sensitivity that people have that is just from other issues. Like if you clean that up. So I think Kate talks about that with the meat stock course that I took. Like she's like saying, if you clean up your gut starting with meat stock, all those issues just, they go away. You don't need to do anything else. You clean up your gut.
Because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, no, my life has completely changed because I stopped eating gluten. Are they not getting like certain other nutrients now and it's like affecting them?
I wonder what they're like replacing it with and if it's any better, because I cannot imagine most things that I see that are gluten-free, unless you have celiac disease, I really think that it's not necessary. But I mean, it's not to say that someone can't say, I guess, that they feel a little bit better, but that could be just like, that could be a number of things, honestly. Like, I don't think that it's just like gluten-free exclusively.
Yeah.
There has to be something else because like, it's not the devil.
Yeah. I've done the dairy-free. I've done the gluten-free. I'm like, maybe I feel like lighter at first, but then
you're just avoiding carbs and your body still needs carbs.
And then I feel tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You still need carbs.
And for me, I'm like, when people are like, should I do the gluten-free crust? Like, this is a great example. Or gluten-free crust or regular crust? For me, my gluten-free crust, we don't make.
Yeah.
So I don't know what goes into it.
Exactly. You have to outsource that. And
I
you don't know the ingredients on that. I mean, I guarantee it's like 30 different ingredients.
Yeah.
I know that.
Our natural, like traditional dough we use, I know who makes it. I see them all the time. I know what's in it. And I always will be like, hey, like, yeah, I know you're like, unless you're truly celiac, I recommend our regular dough.
Yeah.
Because
it's just like,
I know.
Why?
Yeah.
like why?
I'm just like, I always ask when people's like, oh, I want gluten-free. I'm like, are you truly gluten-free? Because then I have to recommend different toppings, or do you just not like gluten? Or, like,
do you feel like
you're going to feel better?
Gluten-free is better.
Or like they're like, oh, I just want to be healthier, so I'm going to get a gluten-free pizza, and then I get breadsticks with cheese. I'm like, oh, okay, Miss Girl.
Wow.
No judgment. Is real, but I'm just like, okay. Yeah. It makes you double take.
As they drink a beer or something.
Exactly. Exactly. Which goes kind of into balance.
Yeah.
How would you describe balance being holistic?
Like in general?
Yeah. Or do you drink?
No.
Nice.
But balance. I've learned a lot about balance through my children and that I can't control everything.
Yeah.
I'm really trying because I'm such a freak about certain things like dyes and stuff like that. Like we don't have anything in my house that's something I can't name. You know, like my whole pantry is like, and then we'll go to like Saraga or something, and Hermione wants these like disgusting ramen things that have like 50 different ingredients in it. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to be like,
you're almost like, I gotta turn the other way.
Yes. And I like hide it in our house because I don't want to see Freya to see it and be like, I want that pink thing that's like packaged all weird and cool and looks delicious.
You're attracted to the color.
Yes. And so, and I've found that even when Hermione will like buy these things or whatever, she doesn't really end up like liking it that much. Or I'm really trying to teach her like fulfillment and things like that with food. And so it's like, I don't force, because I was a kid that had to like sit at the dinner table until 10 o'clock at night because I wouldn't eat my meat or I wouldn't eat this or whatever. So I really like tried to not do that with my kids. And so I guess balance for me, it's not so much with me per se. I mean, I do like still partake in a cookie from Made in Madison. Like I don't starve myself.
So good.
That's another thing, like sugar, like our brains need sugar.
Yeah.
So are you eating sugar that's real, or are you eating fake sugar? Like I think it all comes down to like I have the Nourishing Traditions cookbook, and I cook out of it a lot. I use it a lot. And they're like, we don't want you to like never eat sugar again. Like that's not like the point.
Yeah.
The point is like the basics, like real sugar, the raw, everything. Like you can still make a delicious cookie with real butter, real cream, real chocolate, real everything, real ginger, like whatever. It just all comes down to like real ingredients.
Exactly.
So,
do you believe in splurges, like, or like being like, I'm going to let myself indulge in this? Or do you kind of build into your diet? Whereas I need, like you said, I need sugar for my brain. So I just, if I feel like I need it, I have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you believe in splurge?
Yeah.
I
don't believe in, I guess, like overindulging something, because that's when we starve ourselves of things. That's when that happens. I think anyone that's been in diet culture surrounded their whole life understands that like that indulgence and not feeling good in your body comes from starving yourself from it.
Yeah.
Like I remember doing the stupid fad diets when I was like in high school and stuff, and then wanting to eat a whole pizza that night,
oh my God, yes.
And then like just not ever understanding that back and forth balance of like my body says I'm done, like how your brain tells you you're full before you even understand it. So it's just kind of like that intuitiveness. I think that is like the most important holistic approach, is just like knowing your body. And it takes a long time sometimes to figure that out.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
And it's a growing process. I think everyone's so impatient nowadays, where you're like, I don't know.
Yeah. I just listened to a podcast on the Wise Traditions podcast about the GLP-1 that's being shoved down everyone's throat. And most people don't know that that's like a hormone that you already make. You hear GLP-1, like that isn't just like a pill. Like that's actually something like already in your body that you can tap into.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. GLP-1 is an actual hormone in your body. It's not like they're marketing something that's an actual name of a hormone. So like you don't need that. This is just like the quick fix Band-Aid way of losing a bunch of weight quickly. But like it's everywhere. I can't listen to the radio. I can't do anything without hearing about GLP-1. And I'm like, that's actually already in your body. You just gotta like tap into it.
Yeah. So how do you tap into it then?
I think there's certain foods. I mean, like Weston A. Price, it always comes back down to the basics principles that they talk about. But I would have to look more into like the specifics, because I'm never on a weight loss journey of anything. But yeah, I actually didn't know about the name of it either.
That's
I was
insane.
Like, I thought that was just like this name of this pill.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's like a hormone.
I think people are so obsessed with how they look versus how they feel, which is why GLP-1 is so appealing. Yeah. And you can technically, maybe for some people, being your smaller self is your healthiest, or maybe a different way is your healthiest, but it's different for everyone. Yeah. Everybody thinks, oh, if I'm my smallest, I'm my healthiest. And that can be really hard on people.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we both have totally seen the diet culture change. Oh, yeah. So you're just like, what do I do? Yeah. Whereas it's just like, no, it's not what you think you should look like. It's how you should feel. It's really hard for people to tap into
if you've never felt good, I've learned that, then you don't have anything to go off of sometimes. So that takes a long time of like figuring out like, oh, I felt the best during this season of my life, or when I'm in this specific even season, like, oh, I feel so good during the summer and the spring. Oh my gosh, I feel this way. It's because you're getting certain things that you're not getting at different times. And so it's like really checking yourself and understanding like different seasons, you'll feel different things. Yeah. And how living that way, slowing down during like winter season, things like following the seasons, following your body, it kind of all runs into each other. Even with food, it's like the certain foods that you get during a seasonal time is how you're going to feel during that time. Like you're loading up on vitamin D during the summer so that your body stores it for the winter so that you don't have to worry about winter, like seasonal depression, if you're getting the most out of the seasons that you're living in.
Yeah.
So that's like an interesting
think about.
Yeah. You're storing all those things so that in the winter you can slow down and not have to worry about like getting those supplements in. So.
Yeah. Well, we're also in a hustle culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I am totally guilty of it. I mean, that's my life.
Yeah.
I work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
No matter what season, it's hustle.
Yeah.
So if anything, I probably need more rest.
Yes.
So it's so hard to figure it out.
Yeah. I'm in a season of not getting enough rest. So
yes, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Especially because you have a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
So
she still nurses like 3 times a night. So
I'm
like,
so it's kind of inevitable for you. You just kind of ride the roller coaster.
Yep. 'Tis the season.